Okay, so today we will see section C, numerical answer type of IIT exam mathematical statistics 2021 question paper. So let's start with question number 41. So let alpha, beta, gamma be the eigenvalues of M matrix M. If gamma is 1 and alpha is more than beta, then value of 2 alpha plus 3 beta is. So alpha, beta, gamma has 3 values. So we know that trace of a matrix is equal to sum of all eigenvalues, and determinant of a matrix is equal to product of all eigenvalues. So M is 3 cross 3, it will have 3 eigenvalues, alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to trace of M. Trace means sum of all diagonal elements. So it will be 3 plus 2 plus 0, it will be 5. And gamma is given as 1. So alpha plus beta will have 5 minus 1, 4. Okay. And we know product of eigenvalue is equal to determinant. So determinant of M we have to find. So determinant of M, opening along first row will get minus 1 time. We'll get this time on this row. So it is 2 plus 3, which is 5. That is minus 5. So minus 5 is the determinant of this matrix. So that's how we can gamma. So product of eigenvalue is equal to determinant of the matrix. So it has 3 eigenvalue, alpha into beta into gamma will be equal to determinant of M, and matrix M has determinant minus 5. And the gamma is 1, so we will have alpha into beta is equal to minus 5 of 1. Now sum of two number is 4, product is minus 5. And we have given alpha is more than beta. So 5 minus 1 is 4, and 5 into minus 1 is minus 5. So means alpha must be 5 and beta must be minus 1, because 5 minus 1 is 4 and 5 into minus 1 is minus 5. Alpha is 5, beta is minus 1. So they asked us 2 alpha plus 3 beta. So 2 into alpha. Alpha means 5 plus 3 into beta. Beta means minus 1. So it is 10 minus 3 going to be 7. So answer is 7 for the 41 question. So concept I used is trace is equal to sum of eigenvalues, determinant is equal to product of eigenvalues. Then we had 2 equations and 2 unknowns. So whatever way you can apply, you will get the same way, alpha 5 and beta minus 1, same answer you will get. So answer is 7. So let's go to the second question, 42 number. So 42 is also on the similar concept. So it is saying M is a matrix containing 5 minus 6, 3 minus 4, be 2 cross 2 matrix. If alpha is determinant of M raised to power 4 minus 6 I2, then the value of alpha square is, okay. So alpha is the determinant of this matrix. So since this is identity matrix, so this will help us. So first of all, let us find the eigenvalues of M. So I will apply the same rule. So M will have 2 eigenvalues, suppose lambda 1 and lambda 2. So sum of eigenvalue is equal to trace. So trace is sum of diagonal elements. That 5 minus 4, it is going to be 1. And product of eigenvalues lambda 1 into lambda 2 is going to be determinant. So determinant of M will be 5 into minus 4 minus 3 into minus 6. So minus 20 plus 18. So minus 20 plus 18 is going to be minus 2. Again, sum of two number is 1, product of two number is minus 2. So means lambda 1 we can take 2, or lambda 2 we can take minus 1, because 2 minus 1 is 1 and 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. You can also interchange the value. Means lambda 1 you can take minus 1 and lambda 2 you can take 2. It will not affect the answer. So eigenvalues of M we get. These are the eigenvalues of M. M has eigenvalue lambda 1, 2 and lambda 2 minus 1. So let's find eigenvalue of this matrix M4 minus 6 I2. This is identity matrix, that's why we can apply this concept. So eigenvalue of M4 minus 6 I2. So in place of M, so let me say eigenvalue of this matrix M4 minus 6. M4 minus 6 I2. This will have eigenvalues. Once we replace lambda 1 in place of M, and others we replace second time we replace lambda 2. Means it will be lambda 1 power 4 minus 6 and lambda 2 power 4 minus 6. Just I replaced. I'm using actually Cayley Hamilton theorem. So just we'll get eigenvalue as just in place of m I'm using a lambda and 6 I2. I is identity matrix, so 6 into 1. And again, and second will lambda 2 raised to power 4 minus 6 into 1. Okay, so let's replace. So 2 raised to power 4 is 16. 16 minus 6 is 10. And lambda 2 we have to place minus 1. So minus 1 raised to power 4. It is going to be 1. 1 minus 6 is going to be minus 5. So means this matrix has eigenvalue 10 and minus 5. Which matrix? M4 minus 6I2. Okay, and alpha is the determinant of this matrix, M4 minus 6I2. So we know that the determinant is equal to product of eigenvalues. So alpha will be product of eigenvalues, that is product of 10 and minus 5. So 10 and minus 5 product is minus 50. This is the value of alpha. But what they asked us, they asked find the value of alpha square. So if you do alpha square, so alpha is minus 50. So alpha square will be minus square plus 5 square 25. So 2500. So answer for this question is alpha square is equal to 2500, 2500. This is the answer for 42%. Okay, let's go to the 43. So 43 we have let S set containing xy belongs to R square such that 2 is less than equal to x less than equal to y is less than equal to 4, then the value of integral. So first we'll try to draw this region. So if I draw region here, so it is 2 less than equal to x, means we'll draw a graph x is equal to 2. So 1, 2, suppose this line is equal to 2. Then we'll draw next x is equal to y. So x is equal to y will be this line. So this is x is equal to y. Next line we'll draw y is equal to 4. So y is equal to 4. So when x is 2, y is also 2, because this line is y is equal to x. So 1, 2. So this line is y is equal to 2 actually. 3, 4. So if we draw this line is going to be x is equal to 4, and similarly at 4. So this is 4. There will be 3 between. So this line is going to be y is equal to 4. So what I have drawn? This line is y is equal to x. This line x is equal to 2. This line x is equal to 4. This line y is equal to 2. This line y is equal to 4. Now we have to select the region. So the region above this will be 0, 2. Point is 0, 2. So y is more than x. So region above is y more than x. And region below becomes y is less than x. So we have to go to the y more than x, means upper region we have to take. And xy both lies between 2 and 4. So x more than equal to 2. Obviously y will be more than equal to 2, and y will be less than equal to 4. So x will also be less than equal to 4. So this is our region. This is our region. Or this is region S region. Okay, what I'm setting. So region S is this one. Okay, now we have to integrate over this region. So we have to integrate this region. They have given dx dy, but if you integrate with respect to x first, that will make it complicated. So let's interchange the limit. Doesn't limit means I will write first dy then dx. Function keep it as it is. So 4 minus x. And limit of y is what? So what is the limit of y? So you draw a vertical line. Y starts from x is equal to y. So y starts from x and go till y is equal to 4. So limit of y is, I draw a vertical line. So see the bottom of the line. This falls on y is equal to x. So y start with x. And the top of this vertical line is y is equal to 4. And what is the limit of x? Then this streak will horizontally move from this line to from there to there. So limit will be x is equal to 2 to 4. So x can vary from 2 to 4. Let's integrate this. So if we integrate this integral, so 1 upon 4 minus x is free of y. So that's why integration will be only y. So limit is 2 to 4, 1 upon 4 minus x as it is. So integration of dy, or the 1 dy you can say, because 1 upon 4 minus x will be like constant for y. So one integration of 1 with respect to y is y, and the limit of y is x to 4 dx. So let's continue at the bottom here. So limit is 2 to 4, and y has a limit x to 4. So upper limit minus lower limit. So will be 4 minus x. Here is then 4 minus x. It will be cancelled out. So 4 minus x upon 4 minus x. Now we have dx. This cancelled out. So 1. Integration of 1 with respect to x is x. The limit is from 2 to 4. So upper limit minus lower limit. 4 minus 2 is 2. So answer will be 2 for the question number 43. So for the 43, answer is 2. Okay, let's go to the question number 44, right? Yes. So for the 44th question, A is a set containing x, y, z such that 0 is less than equal to x, less than equal to y, less than equal to z, less than equal to 1. So, and alpha with the value of this. So it is also similar to the last question, but this is for a triple integral. So simply we can do, if you don't draw the graph, it will not matter. So directly we can do x, y, z dx, dy, dz. So let's see the limit of x here. So you can directly see x lies from where to where. So x lies from 0 to y. X lies from 0 to y. Now you will take projection on only yz plane. Okay. So you will remove x. Now you will see, okay, what is the limit of y? So you just delete x. You just see y is from where to where. So y is from 0 to x. So y is from 0 to x. Sorry, 0 to z. From 0 to z. Y is from 0 to z. Now you will take projection on z axis. So you remove y. Now you see where is z. What is the limit of z? So z is from 0 to 1. Z is from 0 to 1. So it is going to 0 to 1. Just simple integration it is now. So x has a limit 0 to y, and y has a limit 0 to z, and z has a limit 0 to 1. Let's integrate this. So here let's integrate 0 to 1. So we first have to integrate with respect to x. So keep yz as it is here. Okay, and just integrate x with respect to x. So it will be x square by 2, and the limit will be 0 to y. dy dz. Sorry, one integral I missed. So 0 to 1, because y has a limit. So one more thing, I have to, one more integral I have to write. First two integral I'm keeping as it is. Okay, so it is 0 to z and 0 to 1. So y limit is 0 to z, z limit is 0 to 1. We integrated with respect to x. So keep it as it is, 0 to 1, 0 to z, yz as it is. Now you will replace x by y, upper limit minus lower limit, it will become y square by 2. Now dy dz. So again 0 to 1, keep z as it is, y into y square by 2, it will be y cube by 2 dy dz. Again I missed, I think y has limit 0 to z and z has limit 0 to 1. First two integral have written same. Okay, now 0 to 1, z as it is, integration of y cube with respect to y. It is y4 upon 4, and 2 is already there. So 4 2s are 8. So let's write 8. Yeah. And the limit is 0 to z now dz. Okay, so now 0 to 1. Okay, 0 to 1. I'm finding actually alpha. Okay, so you will put the limit, upper limit minus lower limit, it will come z4 upon 8. And one z is already here, so it will be z5. And now integral of z5 upon 8 with respect to Z. So 1 upon 8 you keep outside. So suppose 1 upon 8 I keep outside. Z4, after putting limit, it will be Z4. So Z4 into Z5. Integral of Z5 is, directly I'm doing, or you can write here Z5. So 1 by 8 is outside. Integral of Z5 is Z6 upon 6. Z6 upon 6. And limit is from 0 to 1. So we'll put it will be 1 by 48. So finally answer is coming 1 by 48. So alpha I get 1 by 48. 1 by 48. Okay, so 48 alpha I got 1. But what they asked us what is the value of alpha was this integral. I was solving this integral, and this integral I get at last 1 by 48. So they asked what is the value of 384 alpha. What is the value of 384 alpha? Okay. So what is 384 alpha they asked? So 48. Okay. So what will we multiply into 48 to get 384? So simply 384 you divide by 48. So if you divide 384 by 48, you will get 8, because 8 is 64, and 8 is 32 plus 6, 38. Yes. So both sides you have to multiply. It is 384 alpha is equal to 8. So answer for this question. So answer for the question number 44 is 8. Okay. So integrate it clearly on your notebook. Now let's see question number 45. So in 45, what they said, F0 and F1 with the PMF given probability mass function given by this table. So F0 at different values of X they have given, F1 at different values of X we have given. Consider the problem of testing the null hypothesis H0. X follows PMF F0 and H1 is the X has distribution F1 based on the single sample. Alpha, beta respectively denote the size and power of the test with the critical reason this. So critical reason means you will reject H0, reject H0 if and okay, reject H0 if X is more than 3. Critical reason means at what reason you will reject null hypothesis. So you will reject H0 when X is more than 3. Okay, so they asked us alpha is size. So let me directly solve it. Okay, alpha is size. The formula of size is size of the test is probability rejecting H0 given H0 is true. So this is the formula. And beta is power of the test. The formula of power is probability of rejecting H0 given H1 is true. So probability of rejecting H0 when H1 is true. So when we reject H0, I'm first finding alpha. So X is more than 3 given H0 is true when X has distribution F0. Now simply you can see in F0 what is the probability when X is more than 3. X is more than 3 means what? X is 4, X is 5, X is 6. So what is probability in F0 PM? You sum it. So you will get 0.7. Yeah. So answer for this alpha is 0.7 because X is more than 3. So X is 4, 5, 6. At 4, 5, 6 probability is 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. You have to add at 4, 5 and 6. Okay, same here. Probability rejecting H0 means X is more than 3 given H1 is true. So H1 is true means X has distribution according to F1. So now we have to X more than 3. Again, X can take value 4, 5, 6. But PMF you have to see F1. So in F1, what is the probability at 4, 5, 6? 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. If you add, you will get 0.6. So this answer is 0.6. So alpha is 0.7, beta is 0.6. What they asked? 10 times alpha plus beta. So first you add alpha plus beta. So alpha and beta if you add 0.7 plus 0.6. It's a 1.3. Okay, then 10 times 1.3, it's a 13. So answer is 13. For the question 45, there is 13. Okay, and next question number 46. So in question 46, they said us 5, 10, 4, 15, 6 with the observed random sample of size 5 from a distribution with PDF this. So it is shifted exponential. So fx is e raised to power minus x minus theta when x is more than equal to theta. Theta is actually theta is between minus infinity and 3, means theta is less than equal to 3. Okay. Then maximum likelihood estimate of theta. So MLE of theta we have to find based on the observed sample. Okay, so MLE means we have to maximize the likelihood function. So what is the likelihood function? L theta is product of I from 1 to n, whatever sample you have sample at 5. So I from 1 to 5 because sample of size 5 you have. So in place of you can write it like product of I from 1 to 5. It is e raised to power minus xi minus theta. So we have to multiply each term. I1 into then I2 into I3 into I4 into I5. So directly I will write. So it is e raised to power minus summation xi minus, you will take summation over theta. So power get added. That's what I'm doing. We have to multiply each term, 5 term. So when base are equal, so power will be added. Summation xi into n theta. N is 5. So 5 theta. So if you simplify much, you will get e raised to power plus 5 theta into e raised to power minus summation xi. I from 1 to 5. You can add this xi. You can add all this. So if you add, you can add it. Actually, we don't need this is L3. Okay. So now this is a function of theta, and we have to maximize this function. And we have restrictions also. X is more than equal to theta. Okay. So if you find L dash theta, what will happen? You differentiate it with respect to theta. So 5 e raised to power 5 theta, and this will be like a constant with respect to theta. So this is as it is. This is a minus summation xi. In place of summation xi, you can add all things because these are the observed values. Okay, and you can simply observe this L dash theta, the derivative of likelihood function with respect to theta is positive. Means what? Likelihood function is strictly increasing. Likelihood function is strictly increasing. And when any function is strictly increasing, okay, you have given interval of theta also. Theta cannot go beyond 3. So x-axis is theta. Okay. So likelihood function, this y-axis is L, likelihood function. So likelihood function is strictly increasing function, and theta is less than equal to 3. So, and we have to maximize likelihood function. So strictly increasing function means what? When theta increases, likelihood function increases. If function fx is strictly increasing, means when x increases, y increases. So here theta can take maximum value 3. So L theta can take maximum value when theta will be 3. So I can directly write, since it is strictly increasing function and theta has the upper bound 3. So L theta will have the upper bound. L theta will get the maximum value when theta will be 3. So simple, L theta is maximum when theta will be 3, because theta can take maximum value 3, and at 3 L theta can take its maximum value. So answer for this question is theta is equal to 3. So maximum likelihood estimate means the value of theta at which your likelihood function is maximum. So here theta will be 3 when likelihood function is maximum. So answer is 3 for the question number 46. Let's come to 47. Okay, so 47 is alpha is limit n tends to infinity summation m is equal to n square to 2n square 1 upon 5 n4 plus nq plus m. So what is 10 root 5 alpha? Okay, let me write. Like limit n tends to infinity, m is equal to n square 2 n square 1 root under n 4 5 n 4. So is 5 n 4 plus n square plus n cube plus n. Okay. What is alpha? Okay. So what will be this limit? So for this type of questions, we can use a sandwich theorem, squeeze theorem. So m starts from n square and go till 2n square. So how many terms it has? N square plus 1, n square plus 2. M can take values n square plus 1, n square plus 2, and up to n square plus 2n square. So total terms are n square plus 1. Okay. Total terms are n square plus 1. So m has a minimum value n square and m has maximum value n square plus n square means 2n square. M starts with n square, goes till 2n square. So m has the maximum value 2n square, minimum n square. Okay, so what I would like to try, I will write to see. This is 5n4 plus n cube plus m. Okay, so all the values of m. I'm talking about symbols. Okay. M is from n square to n square. N square to n square. Okay, let's open it. What will happen? First term will be what? First term will be root under 5n4 plus n cube plus n square. Right? Second term will be 1 upon root under 5n4 plus n cube plus n square plus 1. And so on. The last term will be 1 upon root under, this is alpha. Okay, so I'm writing alpha. So this is 5n4 plus n cube, and last term is 2n square because m can take value maximum 2n square. So in that case, okay, so you can simply see n square plus 1 is less than is more than n square. N square plus 2 is more than n square plus 3. So like this 2n square. So n square plus 1, n square plus 2 up to 2n square. All these numbers are more than n square. But it is in denominator. So what I want to say you, every place in place of n square plus 1, if you write n square, in place of n square plus 2, you write n square, in place of n square plus 3, you write n square, and so on. In place of n 2n square, you write n square. So what will happen? Actually, you are decreasing the values of denominator. So the value of whole term, I mean the fraction will increase. So what I want to say, 5n4 plus n cube plus n square. In every term, you write n square only in place of n square plus 1, n square plus 2, and up to 2n square. In all places, you write just n square. So what will be? And how many terms you will have? In similar terms, you will have total n square plus 1 terms. And the total value will be more than alpha because we are decreasing denominator. So we are decreasing the value of denominator, the whole fraction will increase. So that's why this. Okay. Again, now what I want to say, in place of n square, in place of n square plus 1, n square plus 2, and 2n square, you replace just 2n square. So what we are doing in the denominator, we are writing more values, the increasing values in denominator. So whole fraction will decrease, means 1 upon root under 5n4 plus n cube plus 2n square. So everywhere, if you replace 2n square in place of m, everywhere you replace 2n square. So that value, how many terms you will have now? All terms will be similar, same, and total terms again will be n square plus 1. So what I did, in all the terms, once we replace the minimum value n square, then value got increased than alpha. Again, in all the terms in place of m, we replace 2n square. then value got decreased because we have replaced the maximum value to n square in denominator, so fraction decreased. Okay, so now alpha is less than equal to n square plus 1 upon root under 5n4 plus n cube plus n square, and more than equal to n square plus 1. Why? Because there are total n square plus 1 terms. So root under 5n4 plus n cube plus 2n square. Okay, take the limit on all sides because I named this term as alpha. So to find, okay, I have written this term as alpha, so you should write something else. Okay, so it was limit n tends to infinity, I will write. Okay, so just you take limit both side. Okay, so after taking limit both side, if you here. So my intention was not to write this alpha. You write something else. Suppose you write beta, suppose, or you write an. You feel something. This right. Something. It's a series, na? Summation an type. So suppose I write it an. Suppose. Okay. So now I'm naming this term as an. So limit an and tends to infinity. So this actually was an. So here I will write an. So here I will write an. Okay. Now you take limit on all sides. So you take limit an and tends to infinity, more than equal to less than. Again here limit. So you divide both numerator and denominator by n square. So it will be 1 plus 1 by n square. Dividing both numerator and denominator by n square. To find limit, what I am doing? Dividing both numerator and denominator by n square. So n square will go under square root, so it will be n4, that will become like 5 plus 1 by n plus 1 by n square. I'm dividing by n square in numerator and denominator. Same thing I will do in the left side also. So it will be 1 plus 1 by n square, and it's a root. So n square will go inside square root and become n4. So 5 plus 1 by n plus 2 by n square. Now you apply n tends to infinity. So 1 by n square will become 0, this 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 will become 0. So this is alpha, limit an is alpha. This is more than equal to 1 by 5, less than equal to 1 by root 5. So alpha is more than equal to 1 by root 5, less than equal to 1 by root 5. Means actually alpha is actually equal to 1 by root 5 by squeeze theorem, sandwich theorem. So from here we get root 5 alpha is 1. But what they asked? They asked us 10 root 5 alpha. Okay, they asked us 10 root 5 alpha. Multiply both sides 10. Answer is 10 for this question. So for this question, answer is 10. Okay, so next question is 48. 48, let x be the random variable having PDF. Fx is equal to 1 by 8 root 2 pi 2 e raised to power minus x square by 2 plus 3 e raised to power minus x square by 8. Then 4 e raised to power x4 is. Okay, so let's try to first find e raised to power x4. So this question is 48. So we know the definition of x4 is x dx. And whatever the support you have is maximum plus infinity. So minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. X4 into the PDF you have is 1 by 8 5 times e raised to power minus half square plus 6 times e raised to power minus half square by 8. 2. Okay. So integrating this is not easy. So we'll try to convert into the standard normal. Okay, so let's break it into two parts. The plus infinity 1 by chalo x4 into 1 by 8 root 5 2 times e raised to power minus half square dx. Second term is x raised to power 4 into 1 by 8 root 2 pi into 3 e raised to power minus 1 by 8 x square, like this. Okay. And you know the PDF of spin now 1 by root 2 pi e raised to power minus half z square, and here z is x minus mu upon sigma. So I will try to convert into this. Okay, and in general, you know, normal has PDF 1 by root 2 pi sigma e raised to power minus half sigma whole square. So if we interchange this, if we replace it by z, then it converts into this form in integrals. Okay, so what I want to do here, see. So let's first write it into a standard form. So minus infinity to plus infinity 4 and 2 is 4 is cancel करते हैं. It is like 4 root 2 pi e raised to power minus half, and we can write x minus 0 upon 1 whole square simply. The first term is like this. Okay, x4 into this. Okay, plus let's come to second term. Minus infinity to plus infinity. And second term is what? Look at second terms. x4 into 3 by 8 root 2 pi, writing second term, e raised to power minus half. I have to write into that form. Minus half x minus mu, it is 0 upon 2 whole square. You can write second term like this. This term I have written here. So, okay, so here I will also try. Again, I'm writing here. So equal to x4 converted to x minus 0 upon 1 whole square. Okay, and 1 by root 2 pi, sigma here is 1. Okay, e raised to power minus half x minus 0 upon whole square dx. I left 4 if you noticed. So let me write it outside. Okay, same thing I'm writing plus. I would like to write same this x into that form. So here is x minus 0 upon 2. So here I would like to try to write x minus 0 upon 2 whole square. Sorry, power 4 now. Power 4 was there. So I have to write power 4. But it was only x4. So to balance this, I can multiply by 16. So this will be the same as x4 into all the term, like into 3 upon 8 root 2 pi e raised to power x minus 0 upon 2 square dx. Okay, just notice the thing what I wanted to try. So here I will change the variable. Change the variable means we assume z1 is equal to x minus 0 upon 1. And here I will assume z2 is equal to x minus 0 upon 2. So now what will be our next integral? So from here, if you notice, dz1 is going to be dx. dz2 is going to be dx by 2. Okay. So dx by 2, you can write dz2. So I'm writing that integral into this form. So 1 by 4 z1 power 4 into, so just for your understanding, I'm writing all these things, but I know the way you can directly solve within 1 minute. But for your understanding, I'm doing so. You can also directly write these things, but first you have to proceed in this way to understand. Okay, so 1 by root 2 pi Okay, e raised to power minus half z1 square dz1, because z1 is same as dz1 is same as dx, plus next term I'm writing. So this term can be written as z2 square, and 8 you can cancel by 2. Okay, but dx by 2 should be dz. So 2 से multiply, 2 से divide. Now just balance things. So 2 2s are 4. This will be dz2. Okay, this will be dz2. This term, and half here is 2 2 3. 2 into 2 into 3, 12 upon root 2 pi e raised to power minus half z2 square. So just I'm writing final times 1 by 4 z1 4, and this is the PDF of standard normal random variable, and the plus again z2, you take 12 outside, and again the what rest is, it is a standard normal random variable. This limit is everywhere minus limit to plus infinity. So if I missed, okay. So finally, what I want to say, 1 by 4, this is nothing but some e of z1 raised to power 4 plus 12 times e of z2 raised to power 4. And both z1 and z2 we converted into a standard normal. So both will have distribution normal 0, because this was of the form normal. So this will have form normal 0, 1. You know the standardized thing. So, and z1 z2 both have the same distribution. So I'm writing z1 and z2 both have the same distribution. I'm writing as z only. So it is 1 by 4 e z4 plus 12 e of z4. We can take common 1 by 4 plus 12 e of z4. Now next challenge is how to find ez4. So this thing directly you can conclude here from the question. By looking the question, we can directly conclude here. So I proved this how it came. After practicing a lot of questions, you can directly predict this. Okay, this will be this. Okay, so now what I have, 12 4s are 49 by 4 ez4. So till now I was calculating only ex4. Okay, and this I got 49 by 4 ez4. Okay, you all know z is standard normal. So if z has distribution normal 0 1, then z square will have distribution chi square with 1 degree of freedom. So expectation of z square is going to be 1, and the variance of z square is going to be 2, because chi square n has mean n and variance 2n. So degree of freedom is 1 here. So mean is 1, variance is 2. Okay, let's split this formula. So according to formula, e of z4 minus e of z square whole square, that is going to be 2. Okay, so I need e of z4. So 2 plus minus, I'm taking right side. Ez square I have 1, so it will be 1, is 3. So ez4 simply I got 3. So from here I will get ex4 now. So ex4 I have 9 by 4 into 3. Okay. Okay. Now, but they ask you 4 times in the question. They ask you 4 times ex. You multiply by 4. So 4 times 49 by 4 into 3. 4 4 cancel. 49 3 are 9 3 are 27. 2 4 3 are 12 plus 2. So is 147. So they asked us 4 times ex4, and that we get 147. So we get it to 147. Okay. So let's try next question. Next is 49. 49 x is a random variable with MGF, moment genetic function. This. Okay. So this is easy, right? Just I can write it like summation x into. Sorry. So what is the definition of MGF? So according to the definition of MGF, it is summation of, it is expectation of e to the power tx. Okay, MGF is expression of tx. So if you open it, it is like expectation E. Now I write summation form. So summation probability x is equal to xi into, or x is equal to x into e raised to power tx. So just you can compare. So in the first term, e is not available, means x was 0. So x can take value 0. In the second term, e raised to power 1x, 1t. So x is 1. In the second term, 2t, x is 2. Just compare with this, tx. If you open it, x, you will put 1, so e raised to power 1 into t. So x can take value 0, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. So these are value of x, and corresponding probabilities are also given. Probability is the number coefficient of e raised to power tx is probability at x, according to definition of expectation. So probability at 0 is 1 by 12. Probability at 1 is 1 by 6. Probability as 2, you can make the table in fact. Okay, so mind it. At 0, probability is 1 by 12. At 1, probability is 1 by 6. At 2, probability is 1 by 3. At minus 1, probability is 1 by 4. And at minus 2, probability is 1 by 6. Just coefficients. So you need ex. Now you need ex. It was expectation of e raised to power tx. Now you need ex. Okay, this is long method. Okay, we have the short method also. No problem. So ex is, product of xi into pi. So 0 into 1 by 12, 0, plus 1 into 1 by 6, 1 by 6, plus 2 into 1 by 3, 2 by 3, plus minus 1 into 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4, plus minus 2 into 1 by 6, product of xi pi. So minus 2 into 1 by 6, minus 1 by 3, or minus 2 by 6. Okay, so let's add this. So we can take LCM 12 directly. So 6 2s are 12, 3 4s are 4 2s are 8, minus 4 3s are 6 2s are minus 4. So 8 plus 2 10, minus 3 plus 4 7, 10 minus 7, 3 by 12. It is 1 by 4. So what we get 1 by 4? Ex. But they asked us 8 times ex. So ex is 1 by 4. So 8 times ex will be 8 into 1 by 4, that is 2. So 8 times ex they asked, and that is 2. So answer is 2 for the question number 49. Second method was just you differentiate with respect to t and put it t is equal to 0. So second method is easier one, I think so. So in the same question, if I find mx dash t, you differentiate it with respect to t. So first difference is 0, second will be 1 by 6 e raised to power t. Next will be 1 by 3 into 2 e raised to power 2t, plus 1 by 4 into minus 1 e raised to power minus t, plus 1 by 6 into minus 2 e raised to power minus 2t. Now you put t is equal to 0. So m dash is equal to, so this is identity. So first derivative of mgf at t is equal to 0 is ex, first moment. So differentiate with respect to t, put t is equal to 0. So it will come 1 by 6 plus 2 by 3 minus 1 by 4 minus 2 by 6. So you will get the same answer. It will come like 1 by 4 only. Then ex is 1 by 4. So 8 ex is 2. Okay. So let's solve 50 number question. 50 number question is, let beta denote the length of the curve. Let beta denote the length of the curve y is equal to log sec x from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to pi by 4. Then this. So that we have formula of length of the curve. So the formula for length of the curve is extended under 1 plus dy by dx whole square dx, and limit of x is given 0 to pi by 4. So 0 to pi by 4, 1 plus. Let's find dy from dx. So derivative of log is 1 by sec x, and derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. So it was log sec x. So derivative of log x with respect to sec x is 1 by sec x. Then derivative of secant x is secant x tan x. Now we have to do its square. So 0 to pi by 4 root under this secant cancel, tan square 1 plus tan square is secant square x dx. So 0 to pi by 4 secant x dx. So integral of sec x is log sec x plus tan x. And limit is from 0 to pi by 4. So everywhere in place of x, we replace pi by 4. So log, it will give us log of, in place of x, sec pi by 4 root 2 tan pi by 4 1 minus log, in place of x, we write 0, sec 0 1 tan 0 0. And log 1 is itself 0. So finally, it will give us log of root 2 plus 1 only, because log 1 is 0. So beta we get is log of root 2 plus 1. So till here you note down. So beta I get, so I will delete it. So you can pause the video and you can see it. So what I get? Beta I get log of root 2 plus 1. So log you bring this side will be e raised to power beta is equal to root 2 plus 1. E raised to power beta minus 1. Now you want to multiply it by 3 root 2. So you multiply both sides by 3 root 2. So 3 root 2 into root 2, 3 to the 6. So answer is 6 for the question number 50. Okay, so thank you so much. We solved today question number 41 to 50, numerical answer type, 1 marks question. Yeah, thank you so much.